This is the Monument Valley, AML Site 213. This was done in 3 phases. The first phase was the stabilization, eliminating the hazards, the open portals, the high walls. That's when they brought in all the mine waste back into the pit area and kind of smoothed it out and contoured it. Navajo AML, in their soil classification, they cleaned up to 25 picocurie per gram of radium-226. Where we're about 95% done with the sites on the Navajo Nation before Navajo EPA decided some areas they needed to clean up to background or 5 picocuries. The contractor came in, and after the Class A cover, they had it reseed with the native vegetation, and one of the earlier ideas that we had was to apply some surfactant, dust suppressant, where the upper layer would be crusted over. But our visitors, the cattle, they came on, they started walking on it, breaking up that crust, and then eventually all of our top cover blew away. So we had to come back in there and then use the more sturdier red sand for our 18-inch cover. Under the first phase is where we addressed the physical hazard that was up on top. During the second phase, the mine waste extended from here out to the edge of the sand dunes out in there. And during the second phase, they used that heavier equipment, like the scraper, and then after a while they used that large end dumps. And we had a ramp that was coming down from there through here, and the scrapers would make about a 1.5 mile loop. Coming down, they'd pick up the material, haul it all the way around, down to the bottom, then come back up and dump it up in here with the other mine waste up here. And we determined that some areas were inaccessible. That mine waste that's still here, the readings are not that much higher than our cutoff limit. We did install some structures there to prevent a direct flow through this canyon to spread further contamination. And down below you'll see some rock structures, some drop structures, some gabions to hold back the water. The hillside behind me, it was another AML site. This area right here, we actually had a vertical or incline shaft that came in from that area and to these portals that were going into the side of the canyon. And that was another part of our project for this area. Here I want to point out some of our methods for controlling some of the erosion. We built in these drainage or these gabion structures to where it's draining in a certain way in one direction, and then at the same time the structures reduce the flow to where it's not just shooting down an angle, creating a kind of a canyon. Even though it's working successfully keeping the water in one area, and it seems like there's some erosion that's developing off to the side. Then we have another one that's up above us that is starting to fail, and that will probably again be on our maintenance project.